For the past 15 months, Instagram has been printing money for me, and I get asked all the time, Tyjon, how do you make so much money with Instagram? Well, in today's video, we're gonna be talking about how I turned $200 into $5,000 overnight with just Instagram. You may wanna stick around to the end. What's going on, everyone? My name is Tyjon, and in case you don't know, I'm a 20-year-old entrepreneur helping other entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs make more money online. And in today's video, we're gonna be talking about how I turned $200 into $5,000 overnight with just Instagram. And before we hop straight into the video, I wanna give away cash to anybody that comments the keyword that's gonna be somewhere in between this video. And if you wanna win it, make sure you watch until the very end and you comment the keyword. Before we dive deep into how I turned $200 into $5,000 overnight with just Instagram, it's important that we know how to actually make money with Instagram. So before you actually start making money with Instagram, it takes 3 key components. Number 1, the product. Now, without a product, you can't sell anything on Instagram, as Instagram isn't directly paying us. Instead, it's the people that's on the platform that are paying us for our products. Now, this can be a digital product, this can be a physical product, this can be a service-based product. Whatever product it is, it just needs to be a product that people can buy. Next, it's important that we have content. Without content, people aren't gonna be able to consume what we post. And the third main ingredient, which is probably the most important, which is using shout-out pages. Now, shout-out pages are pages with hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers. And in essence, the way that it works is we literally pay to get on these platforms. We pay these accounts that have 500,000 followers, $200. And in return, they'll post whatever content we want to be posted to be seen in front of all 500,000 of their followers. Now, the reason this is so powerful is because me and you, we may not have 1, 2, 3, 4, 500,000 followers, but there's somebody who does. And if we can find a way to get our product or service shown in front of all 500,000 of their followers, we just found a hidden gold mine. So now that we understand there's 3 key components that everybody should have in order to make money with Instagram, which is product, content, and the shout out page that's used, now I want to dive deep into how I actually turned $200 into $5,000 using just Instagram. So first, the product. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a web designer by trade. I literally eat, sleep, live web design. And throughout all my years and my experiences, I learned how to sell Shopify stores using an untapped method at scale for thousands of dollars. So for my product, what I did was I packaged my knowledge into a course and I show people exactly how they can replicate and do the same exact thing. Now, this product is called my $0 to $10,000 selling simple Shopify stores. And for those of you who want to start making money with Instagram, but you don't have a product yet, do exactly what I did. Ask yourself, what is something that comes easy to you, but harder for others? What is something that you're really, really good at that people would pay to want to learn in exchange? And once you find the answer to that question, you know exactly where your next course can be. So the next main ingredient that I use to turn $200 into $5,000 using just Instagram is the content. Now, the content is just as important as any of the other steps that were listed. And the reason being is because without good content, you won't get that much visibility on your posts. With the lack of visibility on your post, the less of a chance it has of going viral. If it doesn't go viral, you probably won't make any money from it. And just to preface this, for those of you who are still a little bit confused, this content that I'm talking about is the same content that we're gonna use to post on shout out pages. Now, we wanna make sure that it grabs their attention, right? So for this example, this is the exact post that I used. It's literally a Twitter carousel thread that has 3 key components. Number 1 is building intrigue. The very first post on the slide literally builds intrigue. It has the person questioning, how is he doing it? How does he do it? Right? Second is providing nothing but value. On slides 2 through 4, you can actually see that I'm providing nothing but value and I'm telling people exactly how to do it. And obviously the most important thing is a call to action, right? And this is telling people exactly where they can get what I have to offer. Now, if you're thinking about replicating this for yourself, it's important that you have those components within your content. So far we have 2 things. 1, a product, 2, a piece of content, and we're looking for that third, which is gonna be shout out pages. Now, this step right here is the most important of anything. And the reason why it's so important is because if you can't get on a good shout out page, this whole strategy, this whole technique will not work. So here are 3 key components that I use when finding a shout out page. And if you stick around to the end, I'm actually gonna be telling you the exact shout out page I was on. It's important to note that whatever shout out page you use for this, that they have at least 70% of the United States following. And the reason for this is because United States is naturally a buying country. Now, if it's like the UK, Australia, New Zealand, that's okay too, because those are all buying countries. But if it's not a buying country, for example, India, and there's nothing wrong with India, but India is not a buying country, especially when it comes to e-commerce. The second thing that I look for whenever I'm looking for shout out pages to get on is the engagement rate. It's important that they have an engagement rate of at least 3%. Now, if they have over 500,000 followers, it's okay for it to have at least 1 to 2%, but preferably 3% for any account with less than 500,000 followers. The third thing that I'm looking for whenever I'm getting on these shout out pages is consistency. I want to see how many times per day are these accounts posting. If they're not posting that often, then I probably would stay away from them. But if they're posting every day, I'm talking 3 to 5 times per day, it's a surefire sign that you're on a good page. And the exact page that I used for this specific post was the brand startup. Now, at the time of using this account, they had around 500,000 followers. Since then, they've been taken down and they just recently started rebuilding the page again. And for those of you who were curious, here are the exact numbers of how much followers I gained, how many likes the post gained, how much money I made, and how much profit was generated in only 24 hours. The post cost me $200. Now, before the post went live, I had 2,339 followers. After 24 hours, I was sitting at 3,049 followers for a gain of 710 followers. The post had 8,341 likes. The total revenue generated was $4,950, so the final profit was $4,750. Now, clearly selling on Instagram works, and this was just a quick video of a case study from my experience. Now, if you can do all 3 of those things, you're literally gonna turn your Instagram into a money-making machine. If you wanna see my experience on buying an Instagram theme page, click this video right here. Until next time, peace.